This week on 49ers Sac-Hi Sports, the league races are heating up and we have the big-time matchups. You'll see Oak Ridge take on Folsom, Granite Bay meets Delaware, and Rodriguez battles Vacaville.
Volleyball action includes the Tracy and St. Mary's showdown for first place, water polo with Wood Creek battling Inderkum, and you'll meet the Liberty Ranch football player whose childhood cancer brought a community together. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports starts right now.
Welcome to 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Brownstein. We start tonight with Modesto Christian off to its best start since 2018. The Crusaders are 5-1 on the year. Ray Corral Jr. started the season at quarterback but has now taken over the running back position. Ross Weideman is now the starting quarterback, and the sophomore is really good for the Crusaders.
Weideman averaging 125 yards a game. Houston also has an outstanding sophomore quarterback. Robert McDaniel has over 1,100 passing yards with 16 touchdowns. The Huskies are also 5-1 on the year. The game will certainly have league title implications, played at Modesto Christian on Thursday night. Modesto Christian and Houston Trans Valley League play Thursday night. It's the Crusaders driving in the first quarter. The ball is thrown upfield, but Alex Villarreal is there to pick it and take it back the other way. He goes 80 yards, and this is going to be the game's first score. Villarreal would finish with 2 INTs. A good night for him as Houston takes the 6-0 lead. The MC offense back with the ball. This time it's a deep heave, but once again the ball finds the hands of a Husky. David Delgado is on the receiving end this time. He has a bit of room to run along the sideline. Eventually Delgado is in for the score. It's 13-0 Houston. The MC offense want to get on the action. Robert McDaniel throws in the flat to Larkin Meyer, and the junior does the rest. It's now a 20-0 ball game. And we have another McDaniel to Meyer connection with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Robert hits Larkin in stride, and the Huskies pitch a shutout until the 45-second mark of the second quarter. Ray Corral Jr. in at quarterback, and that is Isaiah Davis hauling it in, so Modesto Christian gets on the board just before the half. Heading to the third quarter, Houston goes with the short pass, but the ball is tipped by Jeremiah Bernard, and Drayvon Johnson grabs the ricochet. Modesto Christian now with some momentum, looking for a big play here on offense, but Liam Bridgeford with the sack lunge, bringing his offense on the field, and Bridgeford ends the next drive with a touchdown, a 67-yard run to pay dirt. Liam with 2 touchdowns on the night. We end these highlights with a Carter Berger 7-yard rushing touchdown as Houston improves to 6-1 on the year, 3-0 in league play with the 48-12 win over the Crusaders. Tracy area sports coverage is presented by Tracy Toyota off Freeway 205 in Tracy, with you all the way. Yeah, there's a camera right there. The award-winning Lincoln Marching Band in tow as the Trojans face Tracy on homecoming. Opening kickoff, Tyrone Deloney is deep for the Trojans, and thanks to some great blocking by his special teams, Deloney goes 88 yards straight to the Tracy end zone. Tyrone was his school's homecoming king. It's 6-0 Trojans, but Tracy responds quickly. Next drive, quarterback Cameron Moss keeps it on the option, and that is a 22-yard score. The point after is good, so the Bulldogs go on top 7-0. 4 minutes later, it's Mason Myers finding his way to the end zone. Tracy up early in this one, 14-0. Jumping ahead to the second quarter, Tracy up 14-6 here. Moss goes with Curtis Maynor, the handoff, and Maynor throws a defender off of him, and he is in. 20-6 Tracy at the half. And the Bulldogs make a statement in the third quarter, going up 27-6. Mason Myers with his second touchdown. Mason leading his team in rushing yards. David Garcia also having a big night for Tracy, both on offense and defense. Here he is going in for the score, and it's looking like a blowout here in Stockton, but not so fast. Martin Tomko throws right up the middle to Deloney, and Tyrone hauls it in. It's now a 13-point game with 5.5 remaining. Lincoln needs an onside kick to stay in this game. Matt Price kicks it well, and the ball is recovered by Lincoln. The Trojans have the momentum. Tomko with the handoff to Jordan Thomas. He has a defender grabbing at his shirt. Somehow, Thomas makes his way to the promised land. Lincoln scores 21 unanswered points to make this a one-score game. The Lincoln defense in desperate need of a stop, but Maynard spoils those plans. Curtis is off. 3 defenders chasing him down, but he's too quick. We are back to a 2-score game. Lincoln needs 13. Tomko heaves it, and the junior stepping up big after starter Kenyon Nelson leaves with an injury. More Van Piero hauls it in, and a couple snaps later, Tomko again, this time finding Deloney in the end zone. That's Tyrone's 3rd touchdown, but not enough time for a Trojan comeback, and Tracy beats Lincoln for the first time since 2018 and will take on Tokay next week.
Brian Mueller saying hello from Folsom Monday night, where the top 2 teams in the Capital Athletic League a year ago matched up. Vista Del Lago hosting Christian Brothers. Both teams looking like prime contenders again. First set, Drew de Guzman sets up Kemya Harris for the ferocious kill. Falcons up 9-6. But we're tied at 21 now. Peyton Huber gets it to the Eagles heavy hitter. Kaya Fanshear slams this down. Vista takes the first set 25-23. But it was the Falcon front line that got them back in it. Reagan Deneen with the denial to give Christian Brothers a 19-18 lead. A couple of points later, it's Harris again, this time with the rejection. The Falcons take the second set 25-19, and we're all even at 1. Third set, tied at 21. Sarah Tresmonti handles the serve. De Guzman to the freshman Simone Horte, who hammers it home, and CB has the lead. But Vista comes back to have set point at 24-23. Kayla Stansel digs it. Hannah De Silva steers it along, and it's a little Fanshear finesse this time. She closes out the set, and the Eagles are up 2-1. In the third, the Falcons serving down 16-15. An incredible save here by Alex Anderson going into her own bench, but the Falcons are in prime position to pounce to Guzman, to Kamora McKenzie, and she whistles one in to tie it up. Falcons with set point at 24-21. Madeline Rousey bumps it to Sydney Wallen, and she wallops it for the set securing point. We're going to a winner-take-all 5th set. It looks like it's going to be a quick one. Lillian Perez digs it for De Guzman, and then it's Wallen again getting up there for the kill. The Falcons lead 11-3, but Vista comes all the way back to within a point at 14-13. Looks like this might be it, but the shot is just wide, and the Eagles have tied it at 14. Christian Brothers with another match point at 15-14. It's another Perez to De Guzman combo, and McKechnie leaves no doubt on this one. Christian Brothers wins a classic 3-2. They are now a perfect 5-0 in league.
There's Intercom's head coach, Jane Annie, doing what she loves, coaching water polo. She's the head coach for all levels, boys and girls, for the Tigers. Wood Creek gets on the board early and often. Jeff Center, the right wing, dumps it into the center, or the 2-meter man, Shane Carter, who scores it. Then on the break, the Timberwolves in the white caps scores a quick goal here as Sammy Gammon does the job. Now Center is at the point, and he drops it in to Kaden Rutan, who does a wet shot, just smacks it out of the water and into the goal. Just like that, 4-0 Wood Creek. Check out this sequence of events here. Aiden Newton to Rutan, who shot his block, but Rutan picks up the ball, tosses it to himself, and slaps it in. Rutan is the root man for the T-Wolves. Intercom gets on the board here in the second quarter. Now, I don't know what this is called in the water, but Matt Romero catches the defense off balance. Romero has the goal on backward style shot. Second half action, Rutan passes down to the center spot. Jackson Wagoneer is fighting for the right angle, and he's able to score for Wood Creek. Then the Tigers put one past the netminder as Gannon Bell to Van Grolling, and the lefty gets the job done. Now it's Liam O'Brien passing to Bell, and he skips it past the defense and into the goal for Intercom. Gabe Larson for the T-Wolves answers the mini run the Tigers go on with this outside fastball for the goal. And to finish it off, Wood Creek gets the last goal here. George Jamichin to Wagoneer, who's looking at inside water. Just he and the goalie, and Jackson scores it as the T-Wolves look very impressive to start league play with an 18-6 victory.
Each week this season, Roseville Hyundai brings us the Players of the Week. The first Player of the Week is Ty Grigsby from East Nicholas. Ty racked up 156 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns in the Spartans' win over Nevada Union last week.
Our second Roseville Hyundai Player of the Week is Robbie Faupula from Sutter. The Huskies beat the defending PVL champs last week. Robbie had 134 yards and a touchdown. Robbie Faupula and Ty Grigsby, this week's Roseville Hyundai Players of the Week.
SMUD is leading the nation in clean power, so each week SMUD shows us how to save energy.
Here is this week's Clean Power City Tip, powered by SMUD.
Hi, I'm Leah Nelson from Grant Union High School, and here's this week's Clean Power City tip. Use automatic computer sleep and hibernate modes to help reduce wasted energy consumption. SMUD is leading the nation in clean power. Learn more at cleanpowercity.org.
Coming up, two undefeated teams square off in the first SunPower Electric game, Del Oro and Granite Bay.
Then it's Tri-City League Volleyball, a showdown with Tracy and St. Mary's when 49ers Sac-Hi Sports returns.
Summer's in full swing. Remember, SMUD's peak hours are 5 to 8 p.m. weekdays when electricity use is the highest. Shift some of your electricity usage to mid and off-peak hours when it costs less and renewable energy is plentiful. It's good for your bill, protects the environment, and helps our community too. Let's work together to save energy this summer. Learn more at smud.org/time of day.
Commitment, performance, pride. Roseville Hyundai is thrilled to be the feature sponsor of this week's Sac-Hi Players of the Week. We take great pride in recognizing each of your accomplishments as part of our continued effort to support the community. Come see the electrifying new lineup at Roseville Hyundai. From EVs and hybrids to our fuel cell vehicle Hyundai Nexo, we've got you covered. Claim yours today.
Score that touchdown and run it up again. Score that touchdown and run it up again. SF Niners, we just win. SF Niners, we just win. I'm from that field, I'm from that field. 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 I'm from that field.
Our first SunPower Electric game tonight is a battle between two of the three teams left undefeated in the Sierra Foothill League, Oak Ridge, Del Oro, and Granite Bay, all with 5-0 preseason records.
We will see Oak Ridge take on Folsom later on in the show, but first it's Del Oro and Granite Bay facing off in our SunPower Electric game. Our Brian Mueller was there.
Electric game.
Robert and Aubrey, our SunPower Electric game features one of the best rivalries in the area and also one of the most even. According to Granite Bay, the Grizzlies and Golden Eagles have met 26 times. Each team has won 13 games. Let's start with visiting Granite Bay, who features a running back that we're going to be hearing a lot about over the next few years. Sophomore Carter Jackson is already closing in on a 1,000-yard season. No wonder he has offers from Utah, Cal, and San Jose State. As for Del Oro, junior Caden Pinnick has been getting better by the game, coming off his best performance of the season, where he threw for 4 TDs and a win over Menlo Atherton. Let's get to our SunPower Electric game. The black hole looking pretty in pink. This was for Tackle for the Cure, an event to raise awareness for breast cancer. And the Golden Eagles fans had to be tickled pink with this start. There's Pinnick going right down the middle of the field, untouched, and Del Oro leads 7-3 early in the second quarter. Meanwhile, the Golden Eagle defense was keeping the Grizzlies grounded. Look at Samuel Murray coming in hot for the sack. Granite Bay would be forced to punt. Thomas Graham on the other end of it. Del Oro on point with their blocking. Graham picks his spot, and he is gone down the middle of the field for a punt return TD. And Del Oro has a 14-3 lead on the special teams touchdown. But the Grizz respond on their next drive. CJ Herring gets the red zone carry. He's in. We're back to a one-score game, 14-10. The Golden Eagles will get one more drive before the half, and they make the most of it. Pinnick has all day back there, finally throws to the end zone, and it's Jagger French on the other end of it. Del Oro takes a 21-10 lead into the half. Nothing doing in the third. In the fourth, the Grizzly D trying to keep them in it. Frank Cusano and Strider Munoz team up for the sack. Final 2 minutes now. Granite Bay receiving the punt to try to make a late game comeback, but the fumble will end it right there. No scoring in the second half, and hey, that's all right with Del Oro. They win it 21-10. Here's Graham on that key punt return TD.
Our special teams coach is a great coach. I've known him since I was little, and our special teams does well. We're just good in every aspect of the game, offense, defense, special teams, and that's what a great ball team does.
Reporting in Loomis for the SunPower Electric game, Brian Mueller, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Nick Pecoraro with a Monday night Tri-City League matchup. St. Mary's hosting Tracy. Both teams creeping up in our top 10 volleyball poll. Here we go, first set. Tracy's Chloe Lemons getting into the swing of things for the Bulldogs, but Tracy's still playing catch-up. Later in the first, this rally went on for a minute and 20 seconds. You get some big ups from the St. Mary's back row. Megan Kajihiro gets on the floor, and then so does Isabella Gutierrez. She hits the deck. The Rams get it back over, but Tracy's Ava Bloomfield says, "Enough of this!" The point finally falls, but the Rams are starting to pull away. Mackenzie Dobbins sets Ella Rishwain, some setter-to-setter action here. The Rams take set one, 25-17. To the second, Rishwain in a giving mood now. She sets freshman Eliana Williams. St. Mary's starting to roll now as Rishwain gets back up, goes right through the teeth of the Tracy block, and then Audrey Arnado closes out set two with one of her game-high 15 kills. Rams go up 2-0. Third set. Lemons bumps it to Taylor Gardner, who feeds Gianna Palmer. She led the Bulldogs with 11 kills Monday, but you can't forget about Lemons. She gets all zesty with this hit, and we're all tied up at 13 in the third. But the Rams remind everyone whose house they're in. Audrey Arnado, man, I'll have what she's having. Another kill there, and then she finishes the game with a big block right at the net. St. Mary's moves into the T-Cal driver's seat with a 3-0 sweep. Ella Rishwain, talk to us.
The past 2 years we got knocked out the second round. We got a chip on our shoulder or whatever, but I'd say we've proven to ourselves and made ourselves confident in our preseason beating all these top teams that we can win and we can take care of our unfinished business, and we're excited for the postseason.
Coming up, the first place game in SFL volleyball. Oak Ridge taking on Rockland.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin section top 10 girls volleyball poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
Right now, my electrical bill is about $10 a month.
This is definitely one of the best investments we did in our house.
All over the country, people are taking control over their electric bills by going solar with SunPower. We offer the most efficient, durable panels on the market, so you can see a return on your investment every month.
I was paying $220 a month. Now I pay about $22 a month.
Right now, 49ers faithful get a $1,000 Visa reward card from SunPower. Go online today.
Brought your baseball glove to basketball practice, but turned out to be football practice? Game on, junk sleep. During Mattress Firm's Sleeping Spree event, save up to $500 plus get a free adjustable base with 2 free bedding items. You can't put a price on good sleep, but it's better on sale. Only at Mattress Firm.
We continue tonight with a big game in the Sierra Foothill League for volleyball. Both Rockland and Oak Ridge enter the week undefeated in league play. Rockland is a young but talented team and has a freshman leading the team in kills. Gianna Bogan has over 130 kills in 49 sets.
Oak Ridge has more of a veteran team. Leilani Yang is a senior setter for the Trojans. Yang will look to serve up a win in the match played on Tuesday night.
Oh, the build-up to this one. Many expecting this matchup going down in the wire. Let's see how it plays out with Rockland and Oak Ridge. Let's get into it. Not much getting past Avery Gottschalk's for Rockland as she gets up, gets the block. Thunder and the Black Unis jump out for 4-0 lead. There are some great rallies back and forth on this night. Here's one of them. Leilani Yang to Maddie Walker for the sweet slam. Trojans down 3. Olivia Erlandson to Ava Pablet to Riley Hines, who bangs it off the defense. Rockland up 1-0. In the second set, more of the same as the wall was great for the Thunder as Gottschalk sends this one back where it came from. Then Oak Ridge, a great job keeping this sucker alive. Yang flips it up to Emily Child, who puts it away, but the Trojans are still down. On set point, Cassie Guevara over to McKenna Williams, whose attempt for the kill cannot be received, and the Thunder go up 2-0. Rockland now trailing in the third. Maddie Papilla over to Gianni Borgen, and the super freshman was all over this one for the kill. Rockland still in it, but Oak Ridge was not done yet. Elle Weaver with the serve. Free ball to Walker, and she angles it for the point. Trojans take the third set. In the fourth set, Oak Ridge getting another gift. Free ball for Elle Weaver, and the Dream Weaver crushes this one, but Rockland pulls ahead by 5. The great Rockland Wall as Avery gets another block. Gottschalks and Cedar will be heading to Northern Arizona next fall. OR not backing down. Weaver to Yang to Mac Dowden, and the Wall can't stop the lefty who just misses the Rockland Wall, and Oak Ridge grabs the fourth set by 3. To the fifth and final set we go. Trojans say, oh, Elle Weaver, we believe you can get us through the fifth set. Gottschalk scores it from Guevara's set for the Thunder. They up 1. Then Rockland super freshman Borgan pounds the ball. It can't be returned, but the Thunder are down 1. But in the end, Oak Ridge was able to outlast Rockland. Maddie Walker in the green shoes. The Southern Utah commit decided to end it here. Oak Ridge in the thriller, storming back to take the last 3 sets. Woo!
Every week we bring you stories of inspirational athletes overcoming the odds.
Our Nick Pecoraro explains why one Liberty Ranch player's 7-year battle with cancer has been a motivating force for the Hawks football program.
The football field is alive and well these days at Liberty Ranch High School in Galt. It's a mood that head coach Warren Schroeder and his family do not take for granted.
Football's been an escape. It's been an inspiration.
This is Schroeder's first season back as the Hawks head coach since 2015, a year in which his family received life-altering news about their oldest son, Timmy.
He, being a 9-year-old boy, put on a dirty shirt to go to school, and he went in to change, Warren went in to make him change his shirt, and he noticed lumps on his neck.
Then, a member of the Junior Hawks program, Timmy was diagnosed with T-cell lymphoma at the age of 9.
I was the one that got the phone call from the doctor. And when the doctor told me, and I, as I said, I kept saying, I think you got the wrong number, I physically collapsed. I was non-functional.
You know your world's gonna change. You know what your little 9-year-old son's gonna be going through and the strength and the courage it's gonna take. And you don't even know if you have that strength and courage to get through it. But you have to have it in order to get your son through it.
It was crazy. Usually it was just wake up, do a spinal tap, do some medication, injection, redo my port, put a needle in my chest again. Lost a lot of my hair. I swelled a lot. I was usually stuck in a bed, full of tubes and needles and whatnot.
The doctor said this a little bit later that we almost lost him. And as parents, we didn't realize how serious it was getting. But being in the hospital for a month and him getting very, very sick really was I think the low point.
Timmy's diagnosis came right after Liberty Ranch's 4th straight loss to open the 2015 season. But it was from the Schroeder's pain that the Hawks drew inspiration.
I remember being told about Timmy in the locker room, and it struck us all to the heart. Your family in the locker room, and it was something that motivated us. It was something we needed. It was the kick in the butt to this is real.
Timmy was really it kind of lifted his spirits to really want to know how the team's doing.
After going 0-4, the worst start in school history, Liberty Ranch won its next 8 games after Timmy's diagnosis and reached the program's first ever section championship game.
It was magical. Timmy was inspired by them, but they were inspired by Timmy. And it really lifted all of them to see beyond just a game of football.
The first place Timmy was able to go after he got out of the hospital was the Dairy Bowl. But I will never forget Timmy getting out of the car and the team just erupted.
I got to get into the Hawk with the rest of the guys, and it was really cool because we were getting all hyped, and I got to break them out, and they were waving the flags out before the whole team ran out. Yeah, that's another thing I won't forget.
Timmy Strong became the rallying cry for not only the Hawks, but the entire Galt community.
Reflecting back just how grateful we were as a family to have this small town, that it truly saved us.
Those Friday nights, they mean something more than just 2 teams coming together. seeing the stands packed full of people that supported you through some of the hardest moments of your life.
The Schroeders feel as though their darkest days are behind them. Warren is back coaching. Timmy is now cancer-free, a junior on the Hawks varsity team, which is enjoying its best start in school history.
And Timmy is now a direct part of that. He's in the locker room with the kids, and we still have his play for 54 up on the wall. It's still there.
Right now I'm long snapping, doing good on the team. Out there running, doing the same as everyone else. I'm not dead. No cancer, thank goodness. I'm doing pretty good so far. I'd like to keep it that way.
Reporting from Galt, Nick Pecoraro, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Liberty Ranch is indeed off to its best start in school history, having entered the week with 5 straight wins to open the season. The Schroeders are now looking towards February in hopes doctors will say that Timmy is completely cancer-free.
Yeah, you have to wait that period of time, but what a courageous young man Timmy is, and great to see that it looks like he's fought this thing and won.
Yeah.
All right. This season, Service Champions Heating and Air Conditioning is shining a spotlight on athletes who give it all on the field and give back to their schools.
In this week's Service Champions Student Spotlight, we feature Sophia Kwok from Mountain House. Sophia is the captain of the cross-country team and is the president of the HOSA Future Health Professionals chapter at Mountain House, which is an organization allowing students to explore healthcare careers and develop leadership skills. Congrats, Sophia, for being a champion in service for your school.
Coming up, the U.S. Army Game of the Week, Folsom and Oak Ridge is the Big Sierra Foothill League showdown.
And then we have El Camino and Christian Brothers meeting in girls water polo. But first, here's this week's Spirit Corner featuring the cheer team from Sutter.
Young Tommy was born a champion and always up for a challenge. He pursued the patience, persistence, and problem-solving skills he still uses today at Service Champions. We're now offering $88 AC tune-ups with a free water heater safety inspection. High-five service, champion attitude. Your comfort is a puzzle that Service Champions will solve. Call 800-5-CHAMPS.
'49ers Sac-Hi Sports is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Stanford Medicine, #1 in Northern California for orthopedics, and by SunPower, a proud sponsor of the San Francisco 49ers. We are back at the NBC Sports Studio here at Levi Stadium with the U.S. Army Game of the Week. The Sierra Foothill League opening up league play this week. The entire league with 26 preseason wins and just 5 losses.
Which means?
That league is strong.
They're pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw Granite Bay and Del Oro play earlier in the show. Oak Ridge is the 3rd team coming into the week undefeated. The Trojans face the mighty Folsom Bulldogs to open up league play. Folsom is coming off a win over De La Salle. It's the biggest game of the week, so it has to be our Army Game of the Week. The winner meeting up with Strawberry from KISS 107.9 after the game.
The Ozone doing a blackout as these guys had fun all night long in the stands. I'm Mark Willis. Folsom had fun on the field, opening drive. Austin Mack and Folsom strikes first. Rico Flores Jr. catches this 24-yard touchdown pass, and just like that, 7-0 Bulldogs. Oak Ridge will respond. Jake Hall had similar runs like this. That led to a 48-yard field goal by Carson Nichols. While the Trojans were kicking field goals, Folsom was throwing touchdowns. Mack to Brian Ray III from 15 yards out. 14-3 Bulldogs. Oak Ridge answers that touchdown with this 14-yard touchdown run by Jake Hall. 14-10 Bulldogs now. It's Mack in the gun for Folsom, and he throws a strike to his tight end, Mason Norberg. Mack's third TD of the half. Third quarter now, 21-13, but not for long. Austin Mack looking deep, and he's got time and finds a wide open Flores Jr., who just strolls into the end zone for a 63-yard touchdown. 28-13 Bulldogs. Oak Ridge trying desperately to come back, but when you're down and you need to throw, the Bulldogs defense knows it too. Greco Carrillo was playing the ball, making the play, and getting the interception. He could go all the way. No. But his teammate Austin Mack is a very nice guy, and he throws Greco Carrillo a touchdown pass on the very next play. Oh, by the way, it's Mack's 6th touchdown of the night. Return of the Mac. Yes, he is. And the Bulldogs go on the road and win big to start league play. Kiss FM, DJ, and my new bestie, Strawberry, caught up with the Bulldogs after the game.
You know the question, who let the dogs out? These Bulldogs let themselves out. Folsom, what up? Let me talk to Big 12, Austin right here. By all accounts, Oak Ridge has an incredibly loud home field advantage. How do you not let that get in your head and instead come out here and throw 6 touchdowns for the win tonight?
I mean, really, it's not me. It's everyone in this whole team. You know, it's every single person. It's my line, it's my defense, Greco. You know, I got Rico, I got Brian. It's basically everyone. So it's not just me throwing 6 touchdowns, especially with this big atmosphere. Like, it really, every away game it's our house. Yeah. You know, it's basically a home invasion. Home invasion. We come in, we gonna come and win.
I heard there's a new tradition too, Coach said.
Yes, sir.
All right. You mentioned Rico. Let's talk to Rico. Adidas All-American, by the way. As a senior, you win NorCal last year. You beat De La Salle this year. Is that enough?
Nah, we got to win state. We got to put it all in the bag first.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
By the way, what do I hear about Notre Dame? Is congratulations in order?
Yes, sir.
My guy. There we go. All right, 33 right here. Colin, you guys have the toughest league in the area, okay? What's Coach telling you to do so you don't burn out? Because you got a lot of important games coming down the roster.
Just do your job, and that's play.
Yeah.
It's just about this play, and if you make a mistake, you move on.
Enjoy the victory, guys. You deserve it. My name is Strawberry from V101.1 and the new KISS 107.9. These Bulldogs are going to send us home with a well-deserved victory cheer. Let's go, Folsom!
Hey, it's a home invasion. Hands up. Mash down. You know what it is.
Nick Pecoraro here. We've got Birds on the Water Wednesday, Christian Brothers Falcons and the El Camino Eagles at Sac City College. Here we go. Tied up at 1 in the first until CB's Abigail Ganong dumps it inside to Carolyn Kaus. She cashes that check, and the Falcons go up 2-1. Ganong looking inside again. This time she goes to the far side and finds Madeline Brennan, who goes up high, and it's 3-1, brothers. Falcons swinging it around to Amelie Aceves. Couldn't resist. Falcons lead 4-1 after 1. Second quarter, Brennan fires for one of her 5 goals on the night, but the Eagles are looking to get something going. Tavia Mole with a defender in her face. That doesn't bother her none. That makes it 6-2 Christian Brothers. But the Falcons had too much firepower. Ava DeLucchi wants to get into the scoring column, and she zips it off the fingertips of an Eagle defender. CB takes a 9-2 lead into the half. Third quarter, Linnea Fulton leading the break. She looks like she's going to take it all the way, but she drops it off to DeLucchi for her second goal of the night, and the Falcons are rolling. Great interior defense led to offense. Fulton is now on the attack. She rises up and goes corner pocket for one of her 5 goals. That makes it 11-2. Here's Ruth Palco all by her lonesome. She goes top shelf to make it 14-3 after 3. The Falcons had 8 different players score a goal on Wednesday. Aceves dumps it inside to Tessa Milton. She knows what to do with it. But the Eagles weren't finished. Macy Armstrong, she's denied by CB goalie Logan Tiska, but Tavia Mole stays with it, chases down the loose ball, and deposits her second goal of the night. But it was all Falcons on Wednesday, folks. Kathleen Malarkey closes it out with a penalty shot goal, and Christian Brothers wins big, 18-5.
Stanford Medicine brings us great advice for athletes each week.
Here's Dr. Joseph Donnelly with this week's tip.
Unlike a typical bone fracture, which occurs with a single traumatic event, stress fractures are the result of repetitive stress on a bone over time. Stress fractures can develop in many different bones in the body, but are common in feet, shins, and the low back. If they continue to play through pain, the symptoms typically increase and will persist even when they stop their sports activities. If left untreated, stress fractures will progress over time and can do long-term damage to the bone. Seeking early medical advice when pain symptoms arise is the best way to avoid progression of a stress fracture, and most can be treated with a period of rest followed by physical therapy.
Coming up, our Mattress Firm Perfect Match with Vacaville and Rodriguez in a big league showdown.
Big. Then it's Bella Vista and Roseville in girls volleyball. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports. We continue tonight with our Mattress Firm Perfect Match. This week it's the big game in the Monticello Empire League. Vacaville is the defending MEL champs. Sophomore quarterback Brody Fortunati has thrown 6 touchdowns this season.
The Bulldogs taking on Rodriguez. The Mustangs are 3-2 on the year, led on defense by Gabriel Beatrice. Gabriel has 19 tackles for loss this season with a whopping 9 sacks. It's Vacaville and Rodriguez in this week's Mattress Firm Perfect Match.
Ian Olsen bringing you the showdown between Vacaville and Rodriguez in this week's Mattress Firm Perfect Match. Late in first quarter, Bulldog running back Christian Diastodo finds a hole up the middle and sprints to the end zone, giving Vacaville a 7-0 halftime lead. The Bulldogs strike quickly in the second half. Quarterback Alex Barkley sends it downfield to find Brady Mott. Mott makes the adjustment and heads toward the end zone. He takes it for a 60-yard score, 14-0 Bulldogs. Later in the quarter, Vacaville quarterback Dylan Barker delivers a missile to Leroy Bryan, who runs across the field, sidestepping a handful of tacklers for a big gain. Rodriguez follows by going deep to the end zone, looking to make the game close. But Jeffrey Holden prevents the score with an INT in the end zone, returning it 30 yards to protect the Bulldog lead. The Vacaville offense is far from finished. Barkley slings it down the sideline, this time hitting his man Mott in stride, who shakes past the defender for a 67-yard touchdown. On the Mustangs' next drive, Burke fires on the run to Andreas Garcia, who makes the grab and busts the tackle to find the end zone for the Mustangs' first touchdown, 24-6 Vacaville. But the Bulldogs keep the gas pedal pressed. Burke finds his man Jameer Buckner, who makes the catch over his shoulder, leading to another Vacaville score. And that's your ball game. Vacaville gains the win, 41-12, improving to 3-3 on the season.
Garrison reporting you where Roseville Girls Volleyball will be hosting Bella Vista High School. First set, Taryn Henry sets it to Danny Brown, who gets the kill, 22-21 Tigers lead. Then Haley Black sets it to Taylor Stoles, who made it too hot to handle. Black again sets it, but this time to Ainsley Moultrie, who gets the point to take the set for Roseville, 25-23. Second set, Henry to Brown, and that point makes it 7-0 Broncos lead. But Stoles blocks a Bella Vista player, and all the momentum has shifted towards the Tigers. Next, Sienna Moffett with an ace to take the set for the Tigers, 25-20. Third set, Black sets to Megan Gustus, and she finds an open spot on the floor and gets the kill. We're all tied up at 14. But then Piper Jones gets an ace, and the Broncos are not giving up without a fight. Next, the Tigers trying to return the ball, hit it out of bounds for the point, so Broncos take the set, 25-21. Fourth set, Broncos trying to return it, but Shelby Butters denies it, and the Tigers lead 14-13. However, Henry sets to Lauren Becker, and she launches the ball for the point, 16-15 Broncos lead. Back and forth we go in this set. Bella Vista trying to return it, but a double rejection by Marissa Diab and Stoles for the point. Then Becker to Henry, who tips it quick for the point and ties the game up at 22. We got a nail biter in this one, folks. Next, the Tigers trying to return it, but hit it out of bounds, and the Broncos still alive in this one and take the set 25-22. Fifth set, Bella Vista sparking momentum with this ace by Brown. But Sophia Fang to Stoles for the big point. Tigers trying to shut the door on a comeback game, but 11-8 Broncos leading in this set. Next, the Tigers try to return it, but Becker showing off the defense and the Broncos hitting on all cylinders. Finally, Henry to Brown again, and she hammers it home for the win. That connection got lethal, and Bella Vista takes the set 15-10 with a competitive and entertaining game. Broncos ride to the finish line and complete the comeback from down 2 sets to taking the match 3-2.
U.S. Army brings us the top recruit each week, shining a light on players getting lots of attention by top colleges.
This week's U.S. Army top recruit is Caitlin Cochran from Whitney. The senior captain of the Whitney Wildcats is leading the team in kills and assists. That is very rare. Caitlin is committed to play at Oregon State next year. Want to be a top recruit? Find your path at GoArmy.com. Coming up, Rockland and Whitney meet in our second SunPower Electric game.
Then it's Turlock and Downey meeting in boys water polo. 49ers Sac-Hi Sports will be right back.
Every day, the sun comes up, And right on cue, the work begins. We start every morning, knowing full well we're in it for the long haul. Our work is a labor of love. No task too small, no moment uncherished. And although we're not often thanked, we rest knowing that our work is making a brighter future. This is more than milk.
Score that touchdown and run it up again. Score that touchdown and run it up again. SF-Niners, we just win. SF-Niners, we just win. I'm from that field, I'm from that field. 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 I'm from that field.
At Tracy Toyota, we're not just devoted to selling cars. We're committed to our community. We're donating $100,000 to help local organizations in Tracy. We call it Champions Thinking Heroes, like People of Christ Church, who serves the local community. We're even donating $50 for every vehicle sold. Shop our great lineup of new Toyotas in person or at tracytoyota.com and get specials like this during the Grab the Keys Let's Go sales event. Tracy Toyota, with you all the way.
Our second SunPower Electric game tonight is the SFL battle between the two Rockland schools. Whitney comes into the week with a 3-2 record, looking for a win in week 1 of the league season, taking on the defending league champs.
Rockland exits the preseason with a 4-1 record. The Thunder won the SFL last season and will look to defend their crown, starting with a tough Whitney team. The game played on Friday night.
Electric game.
Nick Pecoraro here with one of the best rivalries in the entire Sac-Joaquin section. This Placer County gem is known as the Quarry Bowl between the Rockland Thunder and the Whitney Wildcats. The Thunder rumbles in, having won its last 4 games behind the rushing tandem of Elias Brown and Mason Silva. They've combined for nearly 1,000 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns. Rockland has won 10 of the 12 Quarry Bowl games, but looking to help Whitney shrink that gap are quarterback Trevor Hargis, running back Isaiah Bickham, and Pac-12 offer junior defensive back Phoenix Rose. The Wildcats last beat the Thunder in the 2019 postseason. And did I mention that tonight starts Sierra Foothill League play? If I had one word to describe this Quarry Bowl atmosphere, duh, it's electric, and this is our SunPower Electric game. An overflow, sold-out crowd at Whitney High School on Friday. The Rockland community knows how to do it right. Let's get this thing going. First quarter. Whitney's opening drive, Trevor Hargis looks down the far sideline, and Aiden Nicholson comes down with it. Refs call it a catch. That sets up a short score from Isaiah Bickham. We mentioned him in pregame, 7-0 Wildcats. On the ensuing Rockland drive, here comes Elias Brown. Don't stand on the tracks when the train's coming through. A big gain here sets up a Rockland field goal, and it's 7-3. Next Rockland drive, I mentioned Brown in my pregame as well. He's making me sound a lot smarter than I appear. Brown had over 100 rushing yards by halftime. Here's an 18-yard score to put Rockland up 10-7 at the break. Pretty quiet then up until late in the fourth quarter. Whitney driving in the closing moments. Hargis goes midfield to Lincoln Pfeiffer. He was big on this drive. Whitney's in field goal range. Junior Ryan Eisert comes through in the clutch. A 31-yard field goal with under a minute to go, and we're all tied up at 10. We've got a nail-biter, folks. Rockland, with time winding down, Joey Roberts hits Eli Hardy, who gets the Thunder into field goal range for Logan Pandis. He hit one earlier from 26, missed one from 24. This one's with the game on the line. The 40-yard boot is good, and the Thunder boots, scoots, and boogies to a 13-10 win. Logan Pandis, welcome to Quarry Bowl lore.
Dude, it's the greatest feeling ever. Like, it means way more to me than in this game than any other game. Just being the crosstown rivals, coming in this game, just feeling super confident. Like, it's just a dream come true.
Our freshman year, he won us a game 3-0. So when he missed that field goal, I knew he was going to get it back.
Reporting from Rockland, Nick Pecoraro, 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
Brian Mueller coming at you from Modesto Wednesday night for a matchup of the top 2 teams in the Central California Athletic League. Downey hosting Turlock. Bulldogs Already up 4-0 in the second when Cohen Harris adds to it. It's a 5-goal advantage. Later in the quarter, it's Cooper Harris coming in hot, and he deposits this one for another Turlock score, 6-zip. Bulldogs looking for more, but Colin Stahl has other plans, sticks with it and makes the save, and we go to halftime. In the third, it's Turlock continuing to control the waters. Cole Hackler throws it to Luke Thomas. He hits the top shelf. 7-0 Bulldogs, 8-0 now in the third. It's the Harris brothers teaming up. Cooper to Big Bro Cohen. 9 goals on the night for the elder Harris, and it's 9-0. It will be 11-zip before the Eagles get on the board in the fourth. Jack Buzzini scores on the penalty. It's a shutout no more. More than a minute later, it's another Buzzini barrage. The senior makes it 11-2 with 2 quick ones. But here comes Turlock again. Braden Shively dumps it in for JT Weimer. He turns and scores, and the Bulldogs move to 3-0 in league with a 17-2 win.
Each week we present the Scholar Athlete Award.
This week's Scholar Athlete Award goes to Weston Wade from West Park. The Panthers' junior running back does very well in the classroom, earning a 3.9 GPA. Coming up, it's St. Mary's taking on Lodi.
Then Del Campo in Sacramento. This is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports.
The Tri-City League is looking very competitive this season. We saw Lincoln and Tracy play earlier in the show. Another notable Week 1 matchup has Lodi taking on St. Mary's. The Rams are the defending league champs. Wide receiver Naseri Danielson is a phenomenal player to watch for the undefeated Rams.
Yeah, he is really good. Lodi is also undefeated entering this week. Caden Merriman will do most of the work at running back for the 5-0 Flames. It's a big matchup to kick off Tri-City League play with Lodi hosting St. Mary's.
Garrison reporting here where we have the battle of the undefeated. Both St. Mary's and Lodi coming tonight 5-0, and only one team will leave undefeated. Let's this thing started with Matthew Shin handing it off to Caden Merriman, who takes it in for the touchdown with little resistance. 7-0 Flames lead. Next, the Rams looking to answer back with junior quarterback Samson Hunkin, finding Kenneth Moore III, who spins off the tackle and turns on the Jets and goes up the sideline with no defenders in sight. We are tied up at 7 at the end of the first quarter. Then Devin Rasmussen hands it off to Asante Carter, who stumbles into the end zone, and the Rams lead going into the half 14-7. Again, it's Shin handing off to Merriman for the touchdown for the Flames. We're all tied up at 14 with 8 minutes left in the third. So far, things are going back and forth after the Flames just recovered an onside kick. The Rams return that favor by getting an interception by Christopher Maghoney to get the ball back and take the momentum. Now it's Hunkin handing off to Carter, who punches in for another 6. For the Rams, St. Mary's lead 21-14 with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Then the Rams feeling unstoppable now, and you can see with this big play and connection from Hunkin to Moore III, who pulls in and lands on the 1-yard line. Next, Hunkin handing off to Carter, who puts the icing on the cake for that drive. 35-14 Rams lead in the fourth quarter. Finally, the Rams putting up the flame in this one with Amari Hall picking up a fumble with assistance from his teammate, causing the fumble, and that would be the dagger in this one. St. Mary's wins it 35-14 and stays undefeated on the year. Moore III had 196 yards with 1 touchdown.
The Junior Cougars welcoming Del Campo to the field as it gets set to face Sacramento Thursday night. Got a little smoky there. Sac on its first drive. Naaman Branyan with a dart pass to Demarion Taylor, and Taylor does the rest. He gets loose and goes untouched into the end zone. Sac up 7-0. But on the following Cougar drive, Nash Jones gets the handoff from Angel Reyna. Jones making his way down the far sideline, turning on the Jets and getting in for the score. Del Campo responds, so we are tied at 7. Just under 6 to go in the first. Nass is given the ball once again. He starts right, makes a cut to his left, a very sly move there, and the drive would end in a Cougar touchdown. So Del Campo has its first lead of the night. But the back and forth continues. The Dragons 27 yards out. Branyan throws a dime to Kendall Hearn, and Hearn hauls it in. A beautiful pass and catch there to tie this game back up. The Cougar defense looking for a stop with a minute left in the second quarter. It's Dimitri Brown who comes up with the tackle to leave us tied at 14 heading into the second half. Del Campo driving in the third. Reyna dropping back in the pocket, heaving it upfield to a well-covered Luke Tudor who brings it down, and Del Campo now in the red zone. And who are you going to call to bring it home? Well, that's Nass Jones, of course. It's a 10-yard run to pay dirt, and the Cougars now with a 7-point lead. but the Dragons have some tricks up their sleeves. Naaman, backwards shovel pass to Rasheem Perry. Perry throwing towards the end zone, and it finds Hearns, and that is a touchdown. Some funny business there to tie this game back up, but the Cougars would have the last laugh in the fourth. Richard Johnson gets a direct snap and goes straight towards the corner of the end zone and straight towards the cameraman. Johnson is in for the touchdown, and the Cougars go on to win this one 35-27. Their first league win of the year. Jones with a big workload in this win.
Back out poolside where North Natomas Aquatics Complex is Intercom's new home. Great looking facility. I'm Mark Willis. Wood Creek and the Whitecaps, they came out as the aggressor. Haley Hensley on the wing goes to Olivia Dam in the center spot, and she scores it for the T-Wolves. Now it's Olivia to Angelina Norda at the point for Wood Creek, and she gets the goal, 3-0 T-Wolves. Intercoms answers quickly. It's Amber Intercom. Wonder who she's related to. Shoots it past the goalie, and the Tigers trail 4-1. Wood Creek gets back in the scoring column as Norda from the wing goes down to the center spot where Olivia Dam did a lot of damage on the day. 5-0 T-Wolves. Same play but different side of the pool. Norda to Dam and Olivia. She's a very talented scorer for Wood Creek. Loose ball. It's Wood Creek getting it to Hensley from the point. She puts it in. Timberwolves lead it 9-2 at the half. In the third, Intercom strikes quickly as Ava Royer to Lauren Hunt. She sets up her angle and scores it from the point. Then Kahu Arama with the inside water advantage scores another goal for the Tigers. Late in the game now, Wood Creek up big with time winding down in the game. Krista Sampson just chucks it at the goal, and you know it's your day when everything's going in. Wood Creek wins on the road 14-4.
Remember, all of the game footage we shoot is available for purchase on our website. Go to 49ers Sac-Hi-Sports.com. We will send you the entire game digitally.
Follow us on social media for lots of fun and exciting content. Our Instagram story is a great way to keep updated on scores, news, and a whole lot more. 49ers.Sac-Hi is our handle on Instagram and Twitter. And be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, where we will send you the new video uploads every week.
Coming up, we will choose the play of the week. This could be the play of the week, maybe not.
But first, take a look at our Sac Joaquin Section Top 10 Football Poll presented by Tracy Toyota.
We are back to announce tonight's play of the week.
Our Madman Mark Willis will list off a few contenders and announce the winner of this week's play of the week.
Vacaville's Jameer Buckner, nice ball, great catch down the sidelines, very cool. Similar play, but it's Whitney's Aiden Nicholson, great catch, and he takes the hit for the Wildcats. Then it's Del Oro's punt return man, check it out. Thomas Graham zigging and zagging up the field. The Golden Eagles are still undefeated and looking strong. Then we go to Cade Rutan of Wood Creek. It's called a wet shot. That's a ballers kind of move, you ask me. But we go to the game on Thursday night. It's Naaman Brannion to Rasheem Perry. It's a pass! Kendall Hearns, he hauls it in for Sac-Hi, and that's the play of the week.
That's the play of the week, and that is 49ers Sac-Hi Sports for this week. Thank you for watching. I'm Aubrey Tolliver.
And I'm Robert Brownstein. Join us here next week when we'll share the story of the volleyball player from Ceres and the trials she faced during the pandemic. We'll see you then.